Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel, on our website, or our social media, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a FP Journe Resonance Black Label, 40 millimeters in platinum. This is the design often known as the Resonance 3. So the watch is 40 millimeters in diameter and nice and thin, as at only 8.9 millimeters thick, it is vanishingly slender on the wrist, 48 millimeters lug-to-lug with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Throw the watch on the wrist, and as you can see, it is comfortable, flat, flush, and would wear easily on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. There's the down the barrel shot to give you an idea of wrist clearance on both sides. There is a head-on shot, and there is the cuff shot, so you can imagine it underneath a tight sleeve. The watch is substantial. With a gold movement and a platinum case, it feels heftier than a standard 40 millimeter watch would. Taking a look at the hardware and the software, normally when you see a strap this bright, it means it's some sort of an aftermarket job, but this wonderfully rich gloss leather strap is actually an FP Journe factory piece. Small scale alligator on the bottom, large rectangular scale on the top, gloss finish, monotone stitch, and as you can see, a folded edge. It's gator on both sides for durability. A bit more expensive, but as I like to say, this watch is worth it. There are pull tab spring bars, so you can remove the strap without tools. You just pull it back and the strap comes right off. And then there's a matching FP Journe platinum pin buckle. The case is simple, and as you can see, there are curved spring bars that allow the strap to be drilled relatively close to the case. That's how it fits so well on a small wrist. Also, it closes the gap to the flank of the case, creating a highly integrated look. The case is all of high polish, with the mid-case defined by the overlapping lip of the case back and the bezel, with integrated lugs that turn down almost 90 degrees from the horizontal sweep of the case and help it to wear well on a small wrist. The bezel is domed, the crown is offset. It's the characteristic knurled double dimple FP Journe crown. There is another one at 12 o'clock. This crown is a flyback mechanism, so once the resonance effect takes place, about 7 to 10 minutes after you start the watch, it will take purchase on the movement and synchronize the two independent movements in the watch. You pull this little crown and it's a flyback action. Now your seconds hands will run in sync. There's another crown up at 12 o'clock that's used for winding both of the movements as well as setting the independent dials. And of course, because you have that pull tab spring bar, you can easily remove the strap if you want to get a better purchase on that crown. The dial is black, the case is platinum. That means it's a black label watch. Exclusive to FP Journe Boutique and Espace, this is a program by which a previous purchaser of a new FP Journe watch buying through one of these exclusive distribution points will be able to buy a limited number of black label watches per year, no more than 2 per model per year, and there's a limit per point of sale. So this is both a retailer exclusive and a owner exclusive. It is as exclusive as FP Journe watches get. And you always know that's the black dial with the platinum case. A simple boutique exclusive would be black dial with a rose gold case. Now, there are lovely off-white registers as well as an asymmetrical 24-hour and 12-hour format here. You have a power reserve indicator that indicates 0 when the watch has been fully wound. That means 0 hours since it was fully wound. 42-hour power reserve, and of course, it has that 0 indication because it is the Chronomètre Resonance. This is in tribute to marine chronometers, which had to be wound exactly 24 hours apart at the same time every day, which is why it was important then to know how many hours between windings at any given time. Now, if you do pull the crown up at 12 o'clock, you can see how you're able to adjust the two dials independently. The Resonance 1 was the symmetrical dial 12 and 12 with a brass movement. The Resonance 2 was the same dial with a gold movement. The Resonance 3 is this asymmetrical dial with one 24-hour format dial and another in a 12-hour format. And again, they can be set independently. This makes more sense for travel or business, as you know whether it's day or night in the time zone where you are not. You can also see there are black polished stainless steel bezels fixed by dial side bolts, which are featured on both the dial and the bezels. These are styling features distinctive of FP Journe. The movement, which you can see, is the caliber 1499-3. That is the third revision of a movement that is 14 French lean in diameter and on which work began in 1999. 40 joules, manual wind, both sides adjusted in 6 positions, one more than the chronometer standard of 5. Both sides are also free sprung for durability. Now you'll note there are 2 different drivetrains: barrel, train, escapement, balance, and hairspring. Barrel, train, escapement, balance, and hairspring, both beating away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. On T. Janvier, a French watchmaker and clockmaker. Really, the clock side of things was where F.P. Journe drew his inspiration for this watch. With pendulum clocks, Janvier had accomplished the synchronization of two separate clocks or two separate time-telling organs without physically connecting them. This occurs when pendulums or metronomes are placed in close proximity to each other. They slowly synchronize, and it's the emanations radiating out from the balances and the escapements that make that happen. F.P. Journe attempted during the 80s to do this with a pocket watch. It was not successful. He tried again in the 90s and got it to work in a wristwatch. The idea is, because they're synchronized, if one side starts to run fast, the other will effectively auto-correct it. There is a little pinion and rack at center, and you can see that rose gold pinion bolt is used to adjust the spacing between them to adjust and tune the resonance effect. 30 meters water resistant, so it's not a sports watch, though it is a sporty dress watch. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.